Good morning. Good, thank you. That was my little test to see if everybody is awake. So, thank you, Nasscom, for giving us this opportunity. Today, over the next 30 minutes, me and Abhijit, who is also our customer, will be speaking about this particular topic as to basically digitization of project management processes and what are some of the ways in which is the real problem of improving margins and other things. So that is what we will do over the next 30 minutes. So let us start. Basically, if you see what is that we are trying to improve in any organization. Today, if you talk to CEO, CFO, Chief Delivery Officer, or any CXOs, and then down to business unit heads and the program managers, what they want to do. Each one of them want to improve project margins, right? That's the word everybody would have heard in many meetings. CEO also wants to improve the overall revenue of the organization. And then there is a governance piece, and then there is a business excellence. So these are some 3 or 4 key words every CEO wants, every company wants, and more so in the current times. So what is the solution? So there is an analogy. When you go for a diabetes, some people have diabetes, right? So when you go to the doctor just doesn't give you a pill and says, take it and you will be okay. So he suggests a package. He suggests you have to exercise, you have to meet the dietitian, and then there is a pill, and and then he says, you have to basically change your lifestyle. That is the solution he prescribed, right? And then he says, just this much is not enough. You have to measure it every 3 months. Come to me. We will again discuss, see where you are, what progress you've made, and then we will change. And it's a lifestyle change. So similar thing here. There is no, one solution or one pill you can do to address this. It's a package. And before we even talk about the solution, let us talk about what are the systemic issues which are plaguing every organization. So I have put it in a little bit of a sequence so you understand. The problem starts during the time of estimation of any new opportunity in the company. And I'm referring, because most of the folks here are from IT companies, I'm referring also more to them. So that is where the problem starts. Estimation, right? Today the estimation is done in Excels. The standard cost master, some people are taking the actual burden rate of the employees. Some people they have their own Excel. So there is no standardized cost master to start with. Then the second problem happens is, because everybody is sort of using their own Excel cost sheet template, they may not be even capturing all the cost. Mostly they are bothered about the salary of the resource. But there are other costs like travel, there is a cost of hardware, software, there are a lot of indirect costs, facility cost and all. So those costs are not captured in a very disciplined manner, right? Then if it's a couple of years project, you don't even allow for, or there is no provision for inflation. People don't even know what is inflation. They don't care. So you do the estimation, and then what happens? Everybody thinks I am at a 40% expected profitability, correct? But reality is very different. Already you are at 30%. So the problem starts here. The second one, the project setup for success. Who is the person who lives throughout the life cycle of the project, with the project, who spends maximum time? Can you tell me anybody? Project manager. Say loudly, many of you. Project manager, right? Who knows the financial information of the project? Does he know? Yes? I don't see very confident this thing. He should. He should. So I can see that they are beginning to speak up. Okay, in some organizations, it may be, but by and large, basically, he is not empowered. What he knows is, what is my engineering deliverable? He doesn't know what is the planned profitability. And he is like the CEO of the project. And at the end, you will say your profitability has gone down, but you haven't even told him the basic thing. So he's not empowered. So that project setup, we are mostly worried about the engineering side. We are not worried about the financial side or the commercial side. That is the another problem. The third one is the resource forecasting and utilization. Now, this is a very big problem. And, for example, there is a revenue loss, right? I have got the order, but there are no resources. Why? Because there are no free resources. But actually, there are free resources, just that you don't have the visibility. Those are on bench. So at the end of the month, somebody will give me a report, and I'll see 20% is on bench. But in 10 projects, I had revenue loss. Correct? Then another problem which people don't even talk about it. I have given a resource to a project. Because the cheaper resource was not available, I gave a more expensive resource. Because of that, my profitability will go down. And nobody even cares about that. Because once the budget was made in the beginning, nobody even cares that this resource is falling into that budget or not. Correct? And another problem happens. That person, high-skill person, you have put into low-skill role. And after a while, he will feel frustrated. And he will contact litmus box people here to find a new job. That's how the attrition starts. Then tracking plan and actuals. Again, things are happening, but I don't have month-on-month visibility. I mean, I do get a report, but I don't have how much money I have already spent out of my budget. The project manager simply does not have a room to play, does not have a playground to play with the mix of resources. He is very limited, and that's why another this thing. So there are some more things here. Billing and DSO. I'm hoping that everybody is aware with DSO. It's the daily sales outstanding. But billing is a nightmare in every organization, which is the most important thing. 7 days, last 7 days of the month, and the next 10 days of the next month are gone in data compilation. This data then goes to finance, who will raise a bill. Then customer will reject that because the data is not correct. And 30 days I have taken, or maybe sometimes more than that, to just raise the bill. Forget about the money coming in. And this is such a simple process, right? So that is also very much broken. But when you talk to people, they'll say, no, everything is hunky-dory. But there are challenges there. Change request. Project manager is very friendly with customer. He should be. And customer says, please do this. He says, no problem, I'll do it. I don't know about the cost part. So, and at the end of the month, customer visits, they go dine, have good party. But a lot of work is being done in the project, which is a change request. Let it be unpaid, I don't mind. I mean, it's a customer relationship building, but at least record it. So that next time the contract gets negotiated, your salespeople have an ammunition to show. So that is another challenge why our revenue is less for every project. Governance and CSAT, of course, these are like everybody wants to increase the CSAT scores. So this is another challenge. And then predictability. People don't know the resource forecast, how much resources would be required in next month. The TA team comes to know only after the order is received. And then the revenue loss starts. So you have to predict what is required in the next 6 months. And then there are actionable insights. So all of these are, some of the systemic issues. If you really want to improve your project margins and improve your revenue, you have to find a holistic solution for all of this. So the solution is, of course, there is no rocket science in it. It's very common sense solution. It's a step-by-step approach. But I still thought I'll bring this because my experience working with a lot of customers, the problem starts with the first step itself. When you ask anybody in the organization, is there a problem, there is a denial. First of all, that's the first step. Like somebody asks, you have diabetes? No, bring me kaju ki barfi, I'll eat. I mean, I'm one of those people. So, so this is where, as an organization, as a leadership, they have to understand that there is a problem. There may be some digitization here and there, but actually sometimes it is working against you because people may have built some point solution and thinking they don't have a problem. But there is a bigger problem, so there has to be a consensus and there has to be a blessing from the leadership. Yes, we want to go, we want to take this journey. This is a very important step, very neglected. 300 people company thinks it's too early for us. And 3,000 people company thinks, oh, nothing can change in our organization. So, but both of them are wrong. Everything is possible. It's the mindset. Second, the initiation, you have to have a very strong sponsor throughout the journey. There would be times where you feel that you have not taken the right decision. But believe me, you just need to stay there. That sponsor has to be very strong, and he has to believe that it will happen. Then you have to have the best team. That is another problem. People who are on bench are put onto projects like this. And then what do you expect? So you need to have a very good team, your best team. And then there is a technology selection vendor. While we are also one of the providers, but I think you should talk to people who have done this before. They have had learnings, and that is the best way. Instead of you doing the POC, you should do. But I think in these kind of solutions, their experience counts much more than what you can achieve in 3 or 4 weeks of POC. Then there is you should have the larger blueprint. You should not go with like I'll build some timesheets. People can fill timesheet. That means nothing. Timesheet integrated with resource and the financials, that is where the value is. So you need to do that, and then you cannot do everything overnight. Because technology, you can give you everything overnight, but can you run with the same speed with the technology? You can't. You can only chew bite by bite, and that's what you should do. A phase-wise approach is the best way forward, because you will learn a lot in the first phase. And that learning you put into the second phase. So don't waste your time and money investing everything up front. I mean, unless and until, of course, some organizations are par excellence, so they should do that. And then there is the execution. Similarly, the people change management. Putting the solution is not enough. You have to actually do people change management where you have to handhold them. You have to make them feel that it's not difficult. You have to watch over their shoulder while they are doing it. And they are smart, they will get it. But they need support from the organization. You have to be like, what is that word? That empathy you have to show towards your users. Right? So this is a very important step here. And then finally, once you have achieved some success, measure it. That will give you, ammunition for the next phase. You should celebrate it. And then there will be improvements identified by your own people whom you think cannot be involved in this kind of initiative. They will start thinking. And today you are not leveraging that thinking of your people because you are making them do the same work repetitively. They are not thinking in an intelligent manner. So please leverage their thinking and then evolve. Once you have data, now is the time to talk about AI, ML, and every other emerging technology, right? Don't just jump to AI, ML without putting your house in order. So that's the thing. So very quickly, I know I'm running short of time and Abhijit has to come in, but I'll give you one framework. So today, you have the CRM, you have the ERP, the accounting system, and this is where most people have problems. And this is what you can make your projects more profitable. So if you see there is an opportunity which comes in, Now today, what salesperson sends an email to delivery? Please give me a proposal. Then the salespeople or the pre-delivery people, or sorry, pre-sales or the delivery people, they work on Excel. So what you can do is, you can have the digitization here. And then, you can digitize your estimation, your markups, your revenue, your proposal generation, integrate it back to CRM. And there is a resource pool, right? I said resource forecasting. So when the opportunity is 70% mature, give information to TA that these are the kind of people I am expecting, and that will reduce your revenue loss. And then your salespeople win the contract. Now you create a delivery project. So this has the planned profitability. Project manager can see it. He is accountable, but he also has the data. And now the resource pool, you put the resources through a resource pool, matching skills, everything, the right pricing into the project. And this is where the project execution happens, the revenue recognition, which people are suffering, the billing, and all other risk project methodologies like Agile, Waterfall. So all of this happens here. You can even integrate with your ERP, and finally there is a project closure. Very important step, but in most organizations, it is broken. There is no project closure, because before that you are put on to the next project. There is lessons to be learned here. There is a knowledge here, which you should learn and put it back into your system for the next projects. Correct? There is a governance piece, which will make your CSAT scores much higher. Customers should really say that, you are managing projects in a fantastic manner. And then there is a, analytics piece here, which you can see analytics, and then there is a customer portal. Share some of this information to your customer. This will build confidence. Your CSAT scores will go up anyways. Some customers expect that timesheet data should be approved by them. Today, what people are doing? Excel. So you can actually digitize them. Very good experience for the customer. So this is one slide which is giving you, a very, real way you can implement in your organization. What is the value generation? It will improve your resource utilization 2 to 5%. Our customers have experienced, and which will result your revenue up by $1 to $5 million, depending upon the size of the organization. Again, it will improve your project profitability by 2 to 5%. This will generate additional cash of $500,000 to $4 million, again, depending upon the size. The DSO, if you reduce by 15 days, this can result into extra cash of up to $1 million. And this is very real. I mean, you are losing money on the table, for sure. And then single version of truth. Now you don't have to enter data twice. Entered once, reaches everywhere else. And imagine so much confidence in people. I know that this data is correct. Today, first 15 minutes of the meeting, people are saying, oh, he does not have the right data. I'm telling you, there is a new Excel out there. He does not have it. Have you heard this? And then the culture building. This is the most important thing. Today, there is no culture. Culture is of Excel. When you build this, people will get into it. First benefit, new people joining your organization, they don't ask questions. They just fall into this. You don't have to teach them. The problem is only your existing people. So by a little bit of effort, and then people will start asking the right questions. So you are building the culture. You are training your people what questions to ask. Don't ask me very basic, data question. Ask me, how do I get better data next month? And that only such a digitization effort can do. Okay, so I'll quickly, this is just one slide about us. We are focused on this particular thing I'm talking about. We are based in India and USA, so it's an Indian startup going overseas. It's one of those kinds. We have very good team, and I think they are around here. So we are 4 co-founders in the company. We are a low-code, no-code technology platform. And then we are very focused on this particular problem we are trying to solve. IT industry is one of our target industry. We are compliant, etc. These are some of our customers who have had this journey, who have just, I mean, some of them have 10 years of this journey, some of them recently started. None of them are regretting this. Everybody is investing in this more year after year. And it's like a addiction of a good kind.